Hi everyone. In the last video, I have shown you how to generate some curves with draw with the explicit and polar options. Today, we're going to continue with some more options to generate curves in two-dimensional graphs. So let's go after the introduction. So the first way of generating curves I would like to show you today is how to generate curves from equations. For this, we use the implicit option, and I'm going to start with the circle. And here it is. We have seen in the last video that Maxima does not put for default the unit of the axis in the same size. So in order to tell Maxima to do this, we have to use this option. Now we see that this is actually the circle. Another function that we commonly have to generate through an equation is the hyperbole. In this case, we have something like this. Oops, sorry. There. So if you have to generate a curve on an equation, you have to use implicit. Another way that may be very important in physics is the parametric way of generating graphs. So parametric may be useful when we deal with motions in terms of the components. So, for example, let's show you how to generate the circle again in a parametric way. Again, we have to use this option. And we want to also make the curve smoother. So we're going to increase the number of points there. Sorry, there. So parametric may be very useful when we have the components of a motion and we want to generate the trajectory, for example. So let's show another example, that is the projectile motion. So let's say that the initial velocity is 10 meters per second. Here we have the gravity acceleration. Here we have the initial angle, and then the horizontal component of the motion is going to behave like this, and the vertical component of the position, it's going to behave like this. Then, if you want to generate the graph of the trajectory, we have to do this. There. We see that the graph should be better if we have put the vertical axis interval from 0 to the maximum height. So we can do this by using this option that we have seen in the previous video. Let's put here 4. There, we can then restrict the graph to only to the positive values of the height. We can also draw points in the graphs. So let me show you a simple example. There. So we see here that there are 2 points here. The point when x equals 0 and y equals 0, and the point when x equals 1 and y equals 1. So to introduce points in Maxima, we have to give points a list of lists. When each sublist is a pair of values. The first value refers to x and the second value refers to y. There are some options that may be interesting when drawing points. For example, the first one is point type. That we can use to change the type of the point. So now we have a different type here. And if you are not seeing these points because they are too small, we can also increase the size with the option point size. Now I think you can see better. There are many different point type, and we can see then by changing the number of point type. For example, 3 is like this. 4, we have a square. 5, we have a filled square. 6, we have circles. And 7, we have filled circles. This point type 7 I use it a lot to represent particles in my animations. So let's put together points and curves by generate a simulation, a static simulation of the projectile motion with the values we have defined here. So let me define a time where I want the particle to be. And then I'm going to make this y range. So I'm going already to put in this. And parametric to generate the trajectory. Point type equals 7 to simulate a particle. Color red to differentiate the color of the point from the color of the curve. And points And then we have this. So in this case, Maxima is going to simulate the point particle in the time we have chosen here, and to draw the trajectory from 0 until that point. And in order to make this a little better, I'm going to expand the interval in the horizontal axis from 0 to 8. There. And if I change the time here, then the simulation is going to change. And I can try different values for the time. There. And we see that what animation is. An animation is a set of these figures presented in different times. So if we generate a list of these graphs with different times, then Maxima can synthesize these in animations for us. So this is just to show you the logic behind how to generate animations. So this is how I would like to show you today. I hope you think this is interesting, and if so, please press the like button, let a comment for us, and please consider subscribing to the channel. So see you in the next video.